Alright, we're going to get into part 2 of the 70mm F1-17 stealth fighter. When I left off, I was just finished cutting out the main fuselage here. As you can see, I just scored the lines like I said. Go ahead and add your clear tape to the back. I also went ahead and cut out some of these other pieces here that were pretty simple. Like here, I had just taped the plans onto another piece of foam board. I cut out our tail fins. Here we had the spreaders for our exhaust at the end. I'll show you where those go as we move along here. So here's the spreaders. Here's our tail fins. Let's just move this stuff out of the way. Alright, so there's some of the pieces we already did. Here's our main fuselage, which is going to go on here like so. So you'll notice when I cut this out, here's the scrap pieces that we had for the main fuselage. This here is going to be our air intakes. You'll cut those out once we install the main fuselage onto the main wing here. We'll just put these off to the side. What I want to move on to now is cutting out the top of the fuselage so we can ditch out some of this stuff. Alright, so again we got the 45-degree angle in on both sides. Again, just follow your arrows. It'll tell you 45-degree angle in, which means you're always going to cut at a 45 in toward the piece. Let's go ahead and cut this top of this fuselage out. I'm going to line this up here. I'm going to cut this at a 45. Go ahead and do both sides. Same for the back. It's a 45-degree angle cut in toward the piece. Line this up on here. Do a 45-degree angle cut. These plans are pretty simple to follow. Try to make the jets as easy as I can, so you won't have too much trouble building them. So there's the top of our main fuselage. Now here's the nose piece. It's going to go right here. Here's an airframe I had for doing some testing with. This is the one I did all my test flights with. And there's the nose piece right there. Let's go ahead and cut that out too. And these are all 80-degree angle cuts in. I'll show you here in a second. If you don't get your angles completely right, it's alright. We'll go back and trim off some of the extra on the inside of the piece when we're done here. Now you see it says here, score the line in the center. So I'm just going to go ahead and score this now. Again, just score it. Don't go all the way through, you guys. Alright, I seem to miss a little bit here, so I'll go back in and find where I missed. Just like so. I'll go ahead and just score a little more so it'll break open like so. Now if you want, you guys can go ahead and add a little piece of tape to the back of these pieces, just so it adds a little more strength to it and won't allow it to break at that score line. There's our nose piece. So let's go ahead and do away with this one. Alright, now for the top of the main fuselage, I'm just going to go ahead and line back up my plans here. So we got to score a line on this. I'll make sure I line it up perfect. Right where it belongs. As you can see, we got a line here. It says score. I'm going to go ahead and score this. I just use my X-Acto knife. Just like so. Again, don't cut all the way through, you guys are just scoring it. Make sure you get deep enough so that it bends real nice without cracking. So there we go, I went ahead and scored it. Now I'll just take and add some tape on the back side. Again, this will just add a little more strength to it so it won't ever break apart on you in that spot. Now where I scored this line, I'm going to go ahead and spread it out with this little pointer stick. This is going to allow this piece to fold upward. Like so. The top of our fuselage. Now we're going to move into these intakes. These are a little more intricate, so I figured I'd wait before I went cutting them. Let me get a new razor here going. Alright, so again, I'm just going to follow the the marks. 45 degree angle in, 45 in, 40 degree angle in. And then we do have some score lines here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and score these lines first. Make sure you line it up there real nice. This will allow us to make our folds where we're going to need them. Don't worry about going real deep with your first cut, just kind of score them. Do the same on this other side. This is the left and right intake. Go ahead and line it up real nice on your line. Just do a simple little score across it, and don't go too deep. Alright, now we're going to move to the outside and do the 80 degree angle in cuts on these. These pieces here, you're definitely going to want to go at a good angle. So I try to put it at an 80 degree angle. Just give her a cut. Same with this one. Again, we might have to go back and trim off a little bit from the back, even when we're done here. I'll show you what I mean when I get to that point. Make sure you're right on your lines. Go ahead and do it at a 80 degree. I hope I went far enough with that one. Yeah, I did. Alright, now these are just 40 degree angles. So it's just a little less than 45. And here's some 45 degree angle cuts. Again, just follow your marks, guys. And do a 45 degree angle cut on the bottom here. So should be it, but I missed a little bit in the front here, so just go back and trim it up a little. So there's our first intake. Go ahead and cut out the second one. Line it up on my line. Just another 45 degree angle in. There we got a 40 degree angle cut in, so that's toward the inside of the piece. they can do away with that this side. Alright, so here we have our air intakes. Now I'll just go ahead and run through these again, just to make sure I get them deep enough so they'll make some nice bends. Just like that. There's going to be one air intake. Back, check this other one. Again, make sure you don't cut all the way through. There's our second one. We'll just add some clear tape to the back of them. Basically right where the bend is here. So that way it won't break in that spot no matter how many times you bend it. Go ahead and do a little cleanup on this piece here. Just like that. Again, I'm just going to put clear tape wherever I got these bends on the back sides. So again, now we can bend them as many times as we want. It ain't gonna break in that spot. Alright, so I believe we got all of our pieces cut out now. Now what I want to do is put all of our pieces off to the side here. I want to go ahead and install our EDF unit. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. Come back here to your plans. You're going to want to line this up on the bottom of your jet. Again, it's just like building the micro jets. Just line your plans up real nice. Make sure you got everything centered real good. This is an important step. Now we're going to go ahead and cut out this we're going to cut out for our EDF unit to go in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to score it. Don't be afraid to cut a little bit outside the line on this. It's not going to matter. The removable thrust tube unit will cover anything that's, say you cut it a little too big, it ain't going to matter. Again, I'm just going to score both sides here. Alright, now for the, as you can see here on the front of the thrust tube, it's got 45-degree angle cut out. So I am going to go ahead and do these right now. And this just allows clearance for the for any of that wind turbulence. Caused by the EDF unit spinning. through that glue. Alright, just like so. I'm going to do the same thing on the back here. It's just a 45-degree angle cut. Just follow your plans. Same thing on both sides. Again, it might be a little tough getting through that glue in the center, but alright, so we got that. Now I'm just going to go ahead and finish cutting this out. I might just use my X-Acto knife. Just like so. Now if the EDF unit don't fit in here perfect, your thrust tube right in the first try, then ain't no big thing. You can always go back and just trim it out. Go ahead and finish up any of these cuts that I missed here. There's the front. I'll just take and finish up this back. Just go back and finish anywhere where you think you missed cutting anything. Just like so. Alright, so now we're going to want to do a test fit just to make sure our EDF unit fits. And if it don't, then like I said, you can go back and trim it out. Alright, looks pretty good. What I am going to do is go ahead and put a little 45-degree angle cut here. So the EDF unit fits down in here a little more snug. Alright, so we'll feed our ESC through here. And there it is. The only reason why I cut that out is because where you got your hot glue on your EDF unit, it just makes a little more room so it fits on here real nice and snug. Just like so. Again, this is the removable EDF unit that I use on all my jets. Alright. So let's move on to building this top of this fuselage. What I like to do is use my template, set my jet back in here like so. Now you'll see when you install this top of your fuselage, it's basically going to line up with the very front edge here. I mean, you can leave it back just a hair. Just what I'm going to do is do a test fit with this. Just to make sure it fits right. And it does. It looks really good. So to install this on here, what I usually do is I'll just hot glue one side first. Try to do a nice job with your hot glue, you guys, so you don't have a lot sticking out everywhere. Line it up with the back. Put it on there like so. So that looks pretty darn good right there. Just let that set up for a second. With the test jet that I made, I just hot glued that thing all up. I didn't care if the hot glue was sticking out and stuff. It was just for doing some test flights. But this is going to be my personal F1-17, so I want to make it look nice. Alright, I got that setting up real nice. Now when you hot glue this other side, make sure you got the same bend as you got here. I mean, you want it to be equal on both sides. Let's go ahead and do this other side now. And I know I'm going to run out of hot glue, so I'm going to pull this stick and stick a new one in here. Again, I'm trying to do a nice job, make sure I keep it on the line here. I'll just take and line it up like you did the other side. Make sure you get the same bend going. You want them to be equal. Go ahead and just hold this till it sets up. That looks pretty darn good, guys. And as you can see, it'll line up with these very 45-degree corners here at the back. Like that. That's where it's going to be. You can see it. But before we install this, I got a few other things we have to do. As you can see, it's already shaping up, look real good. Some of this hot glue off here. Alright, now what I want to do here, make sure you guys follow my steps that I'm doing here, because it's pretty important. I'll go ahead and line up my EDF